Good morning. So, I thought Yanyan had online class, but actually it was asynchronous online class. So, I'm waiting for the worksheets. Just finished. Oh no, just finished showering. So now I'm applying. This is. I think it was a year ago when I had like really bad drying on the face. I've even talked about it in a reading blog that I was currently doing. Yeah, I think this is too much. I don't typically put this much, but I shook it because I think I'm running out. It's Cetaphil, and apparently you can use it on the face and the body. I use it for the face. It says dry to normal, sensitive skin. And this is the only thing that ever fixed my dry skin. By the way, this is how I know I've taken my vitamins for the day. And that is because Sangobion comes in these foil containers. And I put the date like 6, 7, 8, 9. So I know that I haven't taken today's. Yeah, I definitely need it because my brain, since the anesthesia from giving birth, is it the epidural? Is it the motherhood itself? I don't know. I had a CS, by the way. See, there's something wrong with my brain. That's why I want to exercise it more. But I know that's some kind of like, not disease, but there's really something going on with my word recall. And so but if I write, I guess that's a different area of my brain working. I can find the word easily. But if I'm speaking out loud, it takes a while for me to grab whatever word I'm really looking for and wanting to use. And sometimes I say the most darndest things. For instance, was it yesterday or the other day? So I turned off the lights, got the womb sounds, the tuk 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 sounds on YouTube Music. Play it because that's what helps them fall asleep in the afternoon. And so I did all that, and then I was like, okay, everyone go to the bed. That's supposed to be what I'll say, right? What I said was, okay, everyone, go back to the microwave. I want to be re-eating my kids. Okay, yeah. So I just want to share about and if I miss a day, so for example, 6, 7, 8. Let's say I forgot to drink 8. I would, and then today's the 9th, right? I wouldn't drink the 8th. I would still drink the 9th. Gagabos like yan, time for school. And the 8th one, I would be putting it at the back. Like I would drink it after. So sometimes I miss like 2 days. That's why I know. Because sometimes I miss the 5th and then the 17th of the month. And so I just drink it right after I finish the rest of the pack. Nobody cares. One of my simple joys is when the page I'm writing on in my journal is this side. Because this is the side that doesn't have the writing yet. So, sorry, it feels really nice when you write on this as opposed to this side where there's like a lot of the writing. So it feels a bit not as firm as when I'm writing on this side. And I guess you wouldn't understand why that feels so good if you don't write often or a lot, but I'm just saying, it couldn't just be me, right? It couldn't just be me. And it's these little things that keep me going.
The other pair. Hello, video. Hey, it's no more scream. No, it's okay. Just leave it alone.
My precious girl folding while watching her show. She insisted, okay? Don't think that I'm telling her to do this. She wants to do it because it's their clothes. Gaga, be careful. And of course, some clothes aren't even that folded well, but, I'm just letting her do her thing. My dear! My helper! I think that's the thing about kids. Oh yeah, they're all That's the thing about kids is they want to do the things that you're doing. So she sees me fold clothes, so she thinks it's fun. Like I used to think washing the dishes was fun when I was a kid, and when I was allowed to, I was like, yeah, I'm washing the dishes, and then I was doing it every day, and now I don't like it at all. The tracking app says that the technician, the aircon cleaner, is already here within the vicinity, but when I check outside, he's not there. The dogs are not, barking crazy. He's not texting. So I'm not sure if I should be concerned. Well, I don't really need to be concerned, I guess, because it's still not 12. Maybe he's just eating on the side or something. And I am finally starting another book. I mean, I'm at 9% and it's somewhat grimy. And it is Rouge by Mona Awad. This story is I feel like it's not exactly a retelling, but based on the story of Snow White, because our main character is obsessed with skin. Okay, her skincare. Like she puts a lot of products in her face, and apparently works because she goes into a bar and the bar guy asks for her ID, but she's 35 years old. So obviously she has magnificent skin. But it couldn't be me because I would break out so badly, I guess. And I'm too lazy to do all the skincare steps. The thing about Mirabelle is that she is very insecure of her mother. Because her mother is beautiful. And she basically worships her mother. And we don't really know how the mother looks like because we are seeing this from her perspective. So my brain is kind of like thinking that maybe she's just, overly critical of herself. And then also with a prologue with her wanting to hear this story over and over again, and the story is Snow White, because the mother was like explaining to her that there's this beautiful lady in this one kingdom, and she is talking to a mirror, and the mirror says that she's the most beautiful girl of all, blah blah blah. Young Mirabelle asks, what does envy mean? And the mother's explanation, very simple, very understandable to a child. She says, envy is when you hate someone because they have what you want. Something you want. And now I'm thinking, like, what is the relationship between, or how is the relationship between Mirabelle and her mom? Because we only see that small chunk, a small, like, not really chunk because it's a small piece of information in the prologue, and it's when Mirabelle was young. Because in the current time, Mirabelle is already, like I said, in her mid-30s, and her mom has died. Died or killed, we don't know. But the incident was her mother fell off or jumped off a cliff after like a morning walk, and then some Saint Bernard discovered her while that Saint Bernard was being walked, right? So there's that. Currently I'm thinking, who killed this girl? By the way, so the mother owns a shop called Belle of the Ball, so named after her daughter, so that's pretty cute. And Mirabelle used to work for that shop, but unexplained to us, she doesn't work for there anymore, and she's working for another dress shop, which is called, very witty, Damsels in This Dress. Damsels in This Dress. So I love that wordplay. Yeah, so my first number one suspect for killing the mom, yeah, I think it's not an accident. Okay. It might be Sylvia, who is the business partner of her mother. And I'm guessing the motivation is money, but I'm in 9%, so I may be completely wrong. So I was like wondering that one time I was buying groceries, right? And the onions were like ridiculously large, like this. I was like wondering, back then they were like this small. another like this. So, what the heck is up with that? Oh, the smell of onions being sauteed is so good. Boiling, everyone. It's boiling.
Mom, baby's not having you, so why you just show me the fish?
Okay, I just put in the last vegetable. Okay, sinigang cooked. We'll eat dinner after I hang the last load of laundry. Oh, okay. Done with dinner, but I'm having a headache because you know what happens when I leave the kids in the room. I mean, this has been the state of the room for like days now. Haven't been able to focus on fixing stuff because I'm just overwhelmed. You know when that happens, right? Okay, and by the way, I just want to show this journal that my best friend got me. She is currently living in Australia. And so she gave me this when she visited. And it looks really cute. Very calm. Literally says journal on the front. By the way, I stopped the pen loop. Did you know that in Shopee they have these pen loop things? So that even if a notebook doesn't have a pen loop, you can just artificially add one. And it perfectly matches the journal. Wait, are you recording? I used it to keep track of the books that I've read on Kindle Unlimited and the books that I really liked. So I highlighted them in pink. And the rating, and if I DNF, blah blah blah. August and September were pretty good months. And then October I have 1 5-star there. Oh, 2. Yes, truly. December I have 0 after reading like 13 books. January, oh, I should highlight the Tides of Our Sins because I really like this one. Or maybe I just stopped highlighting. So I kept that list up. So it became, aside from like the KU stuff, I just listed all the books that I read on the Kindle. And then it became like I had this KU for free for 3 months. So I listed all the books that I read. So that's supposedly like $36 if it were for 3 months. And I read a total of books, 24 books, which amounted to $155. So that's a good deal. Yeah, I did not highlight. I can see some good titles here. Okay, and then also there's like, basically this is just a notebook list of books that I've read, bought, read, rated, like that. I added some washi tapes for pages that I've torn. But what is the point of this whole thing that I'm telling you? Okay, the whole point is I am using this now. Because obviously there are some pages here that I filled in just some of the pages, not all of it. So I am now using this as a literal reading journal, wherein I write the title of the book on the top, and then I put the percent, and then what are my thoughts, and if I talk about the synopsis and stuff, my any single thought that I have for a book will go here. And let's say this is like no pressure, low stakes, just like sort of a brain dump of the things that I read and my thoughts. And say I decide to DNF at 55%. So I would just like write 55% DNF. Oopsie. Yeah, 55% DNF. So literally no pressure at all. And then I'm gonna move on to the next book. And I chose this color. Okay, my camera died. Basically, I used red because that is like the main color of the cover. It's black and red, so I used red. And eventually, after that, I would always start on a fresh page. So maybe like after the percentage thoughts, like at 100%, I would put in my book review, like rating, overall enjoyment, blah blah blah, if I feel like it. It all depends. And every single book would be having a title that, a color that matches the book cover. So let's say I would be reading, let's go ahead and check. What are some books that I have? Okay, let's say I read this one. Oh, this is a like orange slash yellow. I would probably just use this one or the red again. Middle of the Night is a green one. So this definitely. Let's choose a teal colored one. Oh, here. I feel like Our Missing Hearts by Celeste Ng would be a teal color, and also Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano. So yeah, I'm sure nobody cares at this extent, but I just want to say it. Okay.